And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Down the first baseline here at William Penn High School, our first taste of high school spring baseball. Nick Allison journey alongside Nick Halliday. Hollywood to our right on the camera, and we are up close and personal here just to the right of the first base bag. So we've got William Penn taking on Caravel in our opener of the season, a chilly Thursday evening. And William Penn coming into this contest 3-2, and Caravel 5-1. It was Gavin Evans that led off the game with a double to start. He was then attempting to steal third. The throw got over top of the head of Michael at third base, and it allowed a run in Gavin Evans to come around and score. So it is 1-0 Caravel on top here, top of inning number 1, and 1 away. It was Evans to lead off, followed by Rice, who struck out swinging, and now we've got one into foul territory. And Mikey Baker on his horse there to try to get that one way near the shed, it looks like, of the concession stand. So we'll get you defensive assignments here for William Penn in your lineup for Caravel. So it's Gavin Evans lead off, Matt Rice batting second. William Potts is up now batting third. And the cleanup hitter today will be Braden Thompson, the senior. He'll be batting fourth. And this one going to be on the ground back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. So Will Potts able to put one into center with 1 out, and now 1 out base runner with a 1-0 lead for Caravel, and a pinch runner here for the Buccaneers. So coming in to run will be Shane Nardo, the senior. And he'll be on first. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Let's now take a look at our assignments defensively for William Penn. They're the home team today. And on the mound, John Grabowski, the senior, back again here at William Penn for another season. His first pitch is swing and missed by Braden Thompson, the cleanup man, as the lefty will step in with a runner on, 1 out. And now an 0-1 count. Grabowski, a very nice year last year for William Penn. The Colonials returning a lot of starters from last year's team as we welcome in Nick Halliday, a team that Nick knows very well over the years. And Caravel, another team that's been very good historically, as Thompson going to rip this one. That's going to be fair down the right field line. Nardo going to round second. He's on his way to third. Thompson will dig out 2. Nardo going to round third. He's heading home. And Thompson with his eyes on 3. The slide into third. Ow. And they got him. The run will score. It'll be an RBI for Thompson as he tried to stretch a double to a triple. But a nice throw on the relay from the Colonials got him at third base. That's good for out number 2. But Nick, a 2-0 lead for Caravel here in the first inning.
Yeah, Caravel jumping out early, hitting, like you said, Grabowski, who last year had an all-state, pitching appearance or pitching year, and he's on his way to Wilmington to play his college ball. But this isn't your typical April weather right now, and as a former pitcher, it is really tough to do this in the cold. So I don't blame anybody when it's this early in the season and this cold.
And that's going to bring up number 34, the 5-hitter Garrett Bone, the junior today. Bone swings through. And now the count 1-2 to Bone.
Yeah, Nick, it's a cold one, buddy.
It is. I was going to ask you, as a pitcher, what would you rather be in the cold weather? Would you rather be a pitcher or a hitter?
Well, the hitter is tough, too, because your hands sting. But absolutely a hitter. I hated pitching when it was cold. Having to wear sleeves and all this other extra gear, it's too hard to throw when you got all the stuff on like us right now. You know what I mean?
That is true, as this one's hit in the air to right.
Deep.
That one am I going to get into, I believe. That's going to stay fair, and that's going to drop down towards the fence. Unable to get there was Wilson out in right field. And now Bone eyeing 3, and he's going to get all the way to third. Stand-up triple for Garrett Bone as that one hung in the air down the right field line. Looked like it was going to get pushed foul, but stayed right on the line and was about 12 inches in fair territory. And now a quick word with Grabowski here as a mound visit coming for the Colonials. Is that one when it was in the air, had me thinking three different things. One, it would drop foul, and we'd have a foul ball. Two, it would either be caught in foul territory by Wilson for the out, and then the third option was it dropped and stayed in fair territory, and in fair territory. One, it wasn't able to be caught, and now a triple with 2 outs here for Bone.
And that's the wind. I mean,
it was up there for a
fly
while.
Ball. That that thing probably blew 6 feet to this way because the wind is blowing at us. I actually tried to put our table cover on. That didn't work out very well. This isn't the first time we've had a windy William Penn game.
No, we've been right down this spot,
Yeah.
this spot. I remember last year.
About blew me over.
I think Appaquiddick William Penn last year. And now Grabowski trying to get out of this with 2 outs, and now Bone on third. That's going to bring up number 6, the senior Nico George. So George a chance to add on to the 2-0 lead. And he's going to hit this one on the ground hard to second base. Man, not going to be able to get there was Roy.
Finding holes.
So another run will come in, a 3-0 lead for Caravel now here in the top of the first. And we'll see how they score it online, but Roy tried to get there from his right to left and just unable to get a glove on it.
Another run.
4 hits out of the first 5 batters, make it 6 out of the first 7 to start for Caravel here against, as we mentioned, a very good pitcher in Grabowski who gets Gavin Gravel to swing and miss at the first pitch. So Evans, Potts, Thompson, Bone, and George all with hits here in the first inning.
That ball's lost. Well, they're getting a new fields here at William Penn in the next few years, so there you go. Grabowski gets out of it.
Got him down swinging. So a strikeout for Grabowski to end things, but Caravel able to find 5 hits in the first inning. They score 3 runs. They're off to a good start. Caravel and William Penn to the bottom of the first when we come back right here on 302 Sports.
Got a hit.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports. Bottom of the first inning. Caravel putting up 3 in the top half of the first. And now here are the Colonials to the plate here in the bottom of inning number 1. And here gets you the lineup. It'll be Courier to start out in center field, followed by Roy batting second, playing second. Grabowski, the pitcher, will bat third. Widener, the shortstop, cleanup. Gilbert out in left field to bat fifth. Mikey Baker batting sixth at first base. Figueroa is catching, batting seventh, and Wilson out in right field. And then Michael rounding out the order at third base. It's your defensive assignments here. And your pitcher today will be Will Potts from Caravel. Breaking ball lands there. 0-2 to start here to Courier.
He's going to go to Penn State Brandywine and play his next at the next level.
Fouls it back up with a breaking ball that misses 1-2.
Everything's staying a little up today, and that's part of this being cold and trying to stretch out.
Yeah, you know, those games this week between the Tigers and the Yankees up in Detroit.
Snow.
Yeah, so it's been tough. A tough start here once you get this early April. It was better back on opening weekend in terms of weather. Guy looking, and down on strikes goes Courier to start here. And Potts with his first strikeout here of the evening. So that's going to bring up the second baseman for William Penn. That's number 24, Sean Roy, the senior.
Guess where he's going, Nick? We'll be calling his games next year.
Goldie?
Goldie Beekle.
There you go. Love to see it. Stays in the zone with that pitch to start.
He's a great 0-1. He's a great fastball hitter, this kid. He can really rake. And they're going to love him down there at Goldie, adding to that team. I mean, what a run they're having, right?
Having a start there, right?
Yeah.
Coming off another weekend, I believe, a tough Saturday, but able to make it up there on Sunday against Jefferson.
Should have been a split against Jefferson, but tough going there.
Potts fires, misses outside. 1-2 here to Roy Grabowski on deck for William Penn. So four hits to start for Caravel in the top half of the inning. A few errors mixed in there. 2 for the Colonials there as well that helped lead to the 3 runs.
And that's right now, that's been Penn's kryptonite is hitting. Hearing, they're struggling at their top 5, top 6. And this team's carried by them, the top 5 and top 6. These guys are all back from last year. They're all starters. And there's 2 strikeouts to begin the game.
Got him looking. Roy down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts, as Nick alludes to here, from Will Potts. And that breaking ball looking good here early, and now it'll be the pitcher Grabowski. But to your point, Nick, I remember being here, a team that was in the top 4, it seemed like all year long.
Easy.
And you look down at the roster, and you said it, a lot of the same names.
Yep, a lot of the same names, a lot of the same talent. Grabowski's going to be going to Wilmington, playing at the next level. So those guys will be facing each other, him and Roy. They'll love that, won't they?
It's probably already talking about it a little bit.
Those games are coming up, as a matter of fact, next week.
Oh, yeah.
Wilmington, Goldie, yeah.
And the CACC has gotten so much more competitive over the years. As Grabowski got underneath of this one, lifts it.
That's going to play tricks on you.
To second base.
You see that?
Able to haul it in over there at second base for Caravel was Caldwell. And how about that? 2 strikeouts for Potts here in the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning defensively that time for Caravel. They're going to take a 3-0 lead into the second. We'll be right back on 302 Sports with the Bucks and the Colonials.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back in live 302 Sports down the first base side here on a chilly Thursday evening. 4 o'clock first pitch between William Penn and Caravel. Getting started a little bit early here today. You like to see the efficiency from both of these programs. And our umpires, Nick Allison, journey alongside Nick Halliday. Through 1 inning, 4 hits, 3 runs for Caravel, and a 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Buccaneers.
Getting updated in the game changer, huh? I guess I can wear my gloves and do
this. It'll be worth a try. That's the way it's going.
It's worth it. As chilly as it is right now.
Yeah, that's right. You see the first base, third base coaches with the sweatshirts and the jackets zipped
Rice,
up.
Mr. Rice there.
That's right, and we are ready to resume action. Top of the second inning. Caravel bringing the bats back to the plate here. Again, fresh off a 4-hit, 3-run first inning.
You'll remember this name, Caldwell, huh?
And there you go.
You know who that is? Coach's son. Kristen, the head coach over at Caravel.
Caldwell
State championship.
lifts this one in the air directly at Roy at second base, who hauls it in. 1 up, 1 down.
State championship basketball coach.
That's right. Yeah, we were doing those games back then and then making the switch there. Caravel, another program that's always in the mix, it seems like, on the baseball side.
They were last year, too.
Yeah.
And this is Hamrick.
Yeah, it'll be Hamrick here to finish off. Then the lineup going to turn over back to Gavin Evans. So Quinn Hamrick, the senior, batting in the 9th spot today for the Buccaneers. Grabowski has that one land, and he's ahead 1-2 here. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Backing out of play.
I think I tell you, these kids wearing short sleeves. I don't even know in my heyday if I would have been wearing it today.
The first month of baseball season can be pretty tough, and got him looking.
Good knee buckler there.
Backwards K from Grabowski, and good for out number 2 here as the William Penn Colonials off to a better start here in the second inning defensively.
Talk about high school. What about college, man? We were running walls in January. Snow on the
Yeah,
ground.
that is. That's right. That's why I always head south to start the year, if you're lucky enough.
Yep.
So top of the order for Caravel with 2 outs here in the second inning. And here is the leadoff man, Gavin Evans. Evans led off the game with a double, came around and scored. 0-1 to Evans there, misses low, 1-1.
Looks like we got a softball game going on behind us here too.
Called strike 2. That's right. Is that a full? We got a full softball game here.
Looks
Colonials,
like
how about that? A doubleheader here for the staff and school here.
Yeah.
Colonials baseball and softball right next to each other here.
Thanks to AD Sable and Coach Hitchens. Always glad to have us. And there's a 1-2-3 inning by 3 strikeouts there for Grabowski.
Nice response from Grabowski after a tough first inning that had a few errors for the Colonials. They respond with a 1-2-3 start here in the second. To the bottom half of the inning we go here from Newcastle. 3-0 Caravel leading William Penn. Colonials to the plate when we come back. To the bottom of the second inning here in Newcastle. Nick Allison journey alongside Nick Halliday. Hollywood, our camera operator to the right. 3-man crew to kick off our baseball season here. A 3-0 lead for the Buccaneers over the Colonials. And now here come William Penn to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning.
Justin Widener.
Widener at shortstop today, batting cleanup for William Penn.
That's coming to us.
It is.
Stay put.
And hustling it down at first base for the out is Goldstein.
What a play by Goldstein there. Too tough for our camera to follow that because it's right at him.
And again, Goldstein playing first base but not batting today. And I'll show you, why he's out there flashing the defense.
Yeah, he's got the glove. That's it.
Right in front
yeah,
of
right
Hollywood
in front of
here
you. You
to
can't
our
do
right.
anything about that.
And now Potts will deal with Gilbert, the left fielder.
Colby's playing left. Wow.
Down left field
He's
today.
usually the catcher.
Figueroa behind the plate.
Okay. Doing
Unless the
something
game
different,
changer is incorrect.
I don't know. I didn't see
Which
him.
is sometimes it can be.
Yeah, they got him in left. Okay. All right. Hey, when you're having issues and struggling as a lineup, what do? Shake it up.
That's right. Potts. It's got the breaking ball working early on. 2-1 now. Gilbert ahead. On the right-hander, Will Potts, the senior, getting the start today for the Buccaneers. Caravel, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 5-1 to start the year. That one got a little bit away from him, 3-1. And the first 3-1 count to William Penn today, and it comes to Gilbert.
Yeah, we were expecting a lot of rain today, Nick, but it looks like moved to the weekend. A lot of games getting postponed and canceled. Wilmington, Goldie.
Wait on the breaking ball there, drops it into
No,
center, and
what a
on his
catch.
horse, able to dive and make the play, Gavin Evans.
Nice catch.
Who's having himself a nice start to this one, a double to lead off the game, and then a web gem out in center field for out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, William Penn can't even get anything to fall or a break. I mean, two good plays on 2 outs.
That's right.
So far, just, Caravel slinging the leather. Baker first pitch swinging.
Fouls it off down the left field side and off of the
Got
Caravel
some.
bus.
That's what it looked like.
The
I
bad
was going to park in
intentions.
that area, and then I said, nah.
Yep, I drove right up to it too, and I had to think about it for a second. I turned the wheel around and head to the back. Here's the pitch to Baker on the ground, chopped right back over to Potts. Has it cleanly, the throw to first in time, and the Buccaneers another 1-2-3 inning for Caravel, and they're going to take a 3-0 lead into the third here in Newcastle. As Caravel and William Penn going at it early in our baseball season. Caravel take a 3-0 lead as we go forward.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
you may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports, talking a little about Little League, Brookside, New York National, etc. as we pick up things here in the top of the third inning. Caravel off to a good start here on the road at Newcastle and William Penn. A 3-0 lead for the Buccaneers. As we are kicking things off here, top of the order, it'll be 2, 3, 4 coming up for Caravel here in the third. It starts with Matt Rice, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. And that time Figueroa was ready to throw that thing around.
That's Gilbert.
Or it is Gilbert.
I told
So you were right.
I don't know why they had him in there,
Yeah,
but
hey, I said,
that's
could be
Colby.
wrong.
That was his grandma right there.
And Nick, as that one was a
Man,
swing and
I
off
thought-
the hands of Rice. So we're going to have the umpire looks like
Gilbert afterwards complaining.
Yeah.
They say the hand is part of the bat. You know.
And again, it was a swing, and it hit
did
off
look
his
like a
hand
swing.
as he swung through. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to decipher here on this
For
one.
now, he's on first base, but
They're going to get together quickly, and a confusion as soon as Rice started heading down to first.
it looked like he was swinging. But you know, it's always the discretion. So they gave him first base.
They did. So it will be a HVP from Grabowski, and that's how things start off in the top of the third. And the leadoff runner aboard in Matt Rice, and now here comes Potts. And Potts on the hill today, as we mentioned, batting third in the batting order. He's 1 for 1 today.
And on the mound, right?
That's right. And he had a hit back in the first inning, came around and scored as well. And now going to get the bunt down. Grabowski has it, but the sacrifice will be complete with one away.
And that was his job. You know, get the runner over. Little small ball.
That's right, Coach Caldwell with
Coach
the small
Caldwell,
ball.
yeah.
You don't see that a lot here in the bigs nowadays.
I don't know. You know, it's surprising how many teams I've seen.
This year?
Sally's.
Oh, yeah, high school. I'm saying I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, to an extent.
It's
all situational to
I'm
me.
always giving the green light in
It's
certain
always
scenarios.
situational to me, you know,
Mhm.
depending on your score.
And
how
here
many
comes
outs.
Thompson now for Caravel. Braden batting cleanup, had the RBI double, trying to stretch it to 3 back in the first inning. Check swing as this one's going to
Oh,
be
what a
snagged
grab
by
by
Baker,
Baker.
unable to get the double at second.
What a grab.
And that was a nice play by Mikey there at first base for the first out.
What a grab. Used all that 6'1", 6'2" frame he's got.
Off the bat, I thought that was going to get down into shallow right.
It was a check swing,
Yep.
you know, but as cold as it is, stuff comes bouncing off that bat.
And check the hands of Braden Thompson.
You
And
need
now,
someone to turn the heat on.
yeah, I know who to ask. And 1 for 1 here for Garrett Bone. Bone, as I mentioned, 1 for 1 with the run scored. Part of that 4-hit barrage in the top of the first. And he's down 0-1 with 2 outs. This one's coming for us. Oh,
You gotta
almost
get
had
out.
a chance at it.
Almost had our camera guy.
That's right. And Nick, we were looking for contact on that one. Hollywood was just trying to get out of the way.
He's got to get out of the way because if they catch it, they can straddle the line. So the idea, and I always say this too about catching foul balls.
Oh,
you never know if someone's
absolutely.
going to end up back in place.
Yeah, that was a close one. That definitely could have been a stampede towards us. This is the first time all 3 of us have been this much in the field of play.
Yeah, I was closer, and they made me move. So
We're going to start wearing our gloves
All
over
the
here during the
coaches-
game, you know?
all the coaches were like, "You all right over there?" I said, "Yeah." I ain't
Nick's
worried."
all right anywhere. He'll go on
Yeah, I
top of the
don't care.
in the field of play.
If they let me.
1 and 2 here to Garrett Bone. With runner in scoring position, it's Rice and 2 away. Here's the pitch from Grabowski. He goes down and gets this one, sends it into center.
That'll do
And
it.
right there
Another quick inning here.
to make the play for the final out is Courier. And Caravel strands 1, but they still maintain a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third here at William Penn with the Colonials and the Bucks. Colonials looking to make up some room when we come back. And welcome back inside 302 Sports. Bottom of the third inning between William Penn and Caravel. It'll be 7, 8, 9 coming up for the Colonials. It starts with Christian Figueroa Colon, another returning starter.
Hey,
that one's going to be fair
go.
down the right field line. Figueroa, they're going to have to stop at first.
First pitch swinging.
And there it is. And our first hit of the game for William Penn comes courtesy of Figueroa Colon out in left field. Or is a left fielder now, as we misreported in the beginning. He was labeled as the catcher, and Nick knew better than that.
Well, I know these kids, knowing them all and happen to be around them all the time. I know their dads and all the good stuff.
So leadoff man aboard for the Colonials, and that'll bring up the right fielder Peter Wilson. Here comes the dirt.
It's his dad here. His dad was here, but his dad came over and said, "You guys are streaming, right? I need to go watch my little son play." So he could watch it on his phone during practice.
There you go. That's what we're here for.
Pete's a good guy.
Thompson checking back at first and safely is Figueroa. So it's 0-1 to start here to Wilson. Michael, the third baseman, on deck. And then top of the order for the Colonials.
One strike, right?
0-1.
Yeah,
And here's the pitch from Potts, breaking ball that finds the zone.
What happened? It was dead. It was dead a little earlier.
Yeah, this is more of what I expected. An unpleasant
stuff down on the table.
Unsurprised. 0-2. Here to Wilson, a man on. Nobody out. That one misses up high. 1-2 to Wilson again. Michael, the third baseman, on deck, and then Courier at the top of the order for the Colonials. Caravel leading 3-0 here in the bottom of inning number 3. Same pitch there. Got him looking from Potts. And the 1-2 pitch lands and a strikeout for the senior.
Michael, just a freshman here for the Colonials.
Getting his start at third base today for William Penn in that 9-hitter. And the first pitch to him misses, I believe, outside. So it's 1-0 here to Michael with Figueroa at first, and now one away here in the bottom of the third. 3-0 lead for the Buccaneers here on the road. Pickoff attempt at first, back in safely. So, Nick, you were mentioning a lot of the actioning this weekend is being pushed,
Canceled,
right?
yeah,
Canceled. I know we
pushed
saw
away,
Gildy Beacom and some other of our college sports being moved around. So no softball and baseball this weekend. And when they seem to make all those plans, that's when it doesn't rain, as that pitch is in the zone. He evens it up here 1-1 to Michael. So we'll see if the meteorologist got it right this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. It looked like it's like 80 and 60% chance of both days. So
the 1-1. That one's in there. There now, Potts ahead to the second consecutive hitter. 1-2, this time to Michael.
nice curveball there. See if he comes back with it. Michael hasn't moved twice on it.
And here's the 1-2. Goes back with a fastball that misses.
Overthrew that a little too hard.
I mean, you're doing a great job, as you mentioned, with that curveball here so far to start the game. And we'll see what he decides to do. 2-2, checks the runner. And here's the 2-2 pitch. There it is.
There it is. Missed.
Just missed.
Or is it full?
3-2. Haven't had too many full counts here to start this afternoon.
Nah, a lot of early swinging.
Well, here's one here. 3-2 full count.
Going to the Alec Bohm School of Hitting.
Michael going to stay alive and got a piece of this one. Hurting me in fantasy baseball to start the year, I will say that.
His first pitch swinging, everything. He hasn't seen a pitch he ain't liked. Not one.
But again, you're already hearing a lot of the complaints around. People want him benched already.
Oh, man, yeah. WIP's going crazy with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I go that far just yet. It is
just
April,
but
but
8 games in.
8 games in. Here's the pitch, 3-2.
Ooh,
And that is off the end of the bat and got a piece of our catcher behind the plate.
Yeah, that hit right on the thigh.
I believe it's Nardo back there, but I'm not 100% positive. Game changer giving us a few issues here early on. Had a great start, though. Had a great start.
Someone
Game
delayed
changer.
the game.
But that is where you don't want to get hit as a catcher there. And it looks, I believe, to be Gavin Gravel. So I believe it's number 3.
I don't think it's Nardo.
So Gravel behind the plate took a shot off a foul tip there.
Yeah.
Count will remain 3-2, a full count.
Yeah, Nardo went as a pitch runner. But I don't think he's a catcher anyway.
So 1 out, a runner on first, and a 3-2 pitch upcoming here to Michael. He's fouled off 2 straight to stay alive. And Potts with the 3-2.
Oh,
There it is. Got him looking. That curveball finds it. And strike 3. Another strikeout here for Will Potts. And now 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. But here comes the top of the order for William Penn and Noah Courier.
Hey, his game changer's updated. How come ours isn't? Are you on there?
I'm on there. As that first pitch misses.
Got it. Try it again.
A delayed thing on mine. That's a good idea. So it's 1-0 here to leadoff man Courier. 2 outs, a runner on for William Penn. As that breaking ball just misses from Potts. 2-0 to start this at bat to Courier. So William Penn picked up their first hit of the game here in this 3rd inning. It was Figueroa Colon with a base hit to right field. And then followed by a couple strikeouts.
Ours isn't working, but his was.
That pitch misses outside. Now, I believe 3-0 to start the Courier. Yeah, I was going to try to...
Weird. Never know, do you?
You never do. That pitch lands for Potts on the 3-0. Now a 3-1 count.
Yeah, you're taking all day there, especially down 3 runs. And you got the meat of the lineup coming up.
That's right. We talked about, we like to be aggressive, but we're all about the take
3-0
on that pitch.
It's a red light.
3-1. He comes out swinging here, back up the middle.
Uh-oh.
And that one's going to be misplayed. Still with the play at first.
It's
Not going to get there, and that ball's going to get all the way to the bullpen.
That might score a run.
So that one was Caldwell at second, just couldn't hold on to it, and then threw it away as he tried to get
rushed it.
Courier at first.
Yeah.
So after the ball out of play, it's going to be runners at second and third, still with 2 outs as William Penn trying to cut into this deficit. And they're going to have now, again, top of the order there with Courier. Now here comes Roy with 2 men on, 2 men in scoring position, and 2 outs.
You don't see him strike out very often. I can't believe it's going to happen for the 2nd time. So if you're Caravel, you got to be ready here. This is a big at-bat for William Penn to get something going again and get some excitement back in that dugout, which is pretty quiet.
Yeah, that's right. Especially in weather like this, you're going to need to really get up, and it's going to take something to get you moving around and excited.
I know. I'll dance with them.
It's 0-1. Here the count to Roy. The 1-1 now to the William Penn second baseman as Figueroa at third and Carrier at second.
You know, that's what Caravel did. Put the ball in play, make something happen, and you see what happens there when you put it in play and make them make a play, right?
Trying to work again that breaking ball to start this at bat. A few balls though, and now a 2-1 count to Roy. Wind picking up here in Newcastle, and here's the 2-1 pitch. Roy sends it foul out of play, and
that's close to my car. Oh, sounded like one.
That didn't sound good. That one had enough height on it, so that one was coming down, could do some damage. So we'll wait to see after the game if that caught anybody. But 2-2 and 2. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on for William Penn here in the bottom of the 3rd, trying to cut into this 3-0 lead from Caravel. The pitch to Roy.
And he watched another strike 3.
A big strikeout for Will Potts. Got him looking with that breaking ball once more. And William Penn able to get a few hits in the inning, but they strand 2. And again, it's going to be a 3-0 lead for Caravel. We're through 3 innings. To the 4th we go here on 302 Sports. William Penn and Caravel will be right back.
I chose GVC because it has a great international program. It is very cheap for America. I love the facilities, I love the campus, and I love the people here.
Hola, mi nombre es Angélica Febre, soy de Puerto Rico y escogí GVC por la comunidad y para jugar voleibol.
I chose GVC because it was an affordable option to pursue a business career and play baseball.
Welcome back inside 302 Sports. Through 3 innings here at Newcastle at William Penn High School, the Bucks and the Colonials. Buccaneers with a 3-0 lead. They put 3 on in the top of the first inning. 2 errors from the Colonials helped the cause. But it's been Caravel early on as we head into the top of the fourth.
Oh, you're on. Are you on still?
Oh, yes. We're trying to catch up here with some of the game-changer action.
Too late.
As we're back underway to start the top of the fourth inning. And you are right, Nick, not working on any of my devices either. So Grabowski, as this one's lifted high in the air. That's going to be, once again, a tough one out in right field. Diving full extension, but couldn't get there. A diving attempt from Wilson.
Nice try.
And that would have been one heck of a play if he were to bring that one in.
That'd have been a web gem.
Yes, it would have. So at the plate right now for Caravel is Nico George, the senior. So George in to lead things off for Caravel in the top of the fourth. A 1-1 count from Grabowski.
Good pitch.
And Grabowski now ahead of 1-2.
Went down and got that, didn't he? Threw that curveball, a little sidearm action.
And now the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball to third. That's going to get past the third baseman and unable to get there from shortstop. So a tough spot on the ground. That's going to be a hit for Nico George. And a base runner to start for the Buccaneers, who will head back to the dugout. A pinch runner here. It'll be Justin Drezhka, as the junior will take over on the base path for Nico George, the senior, after the base hit. So leadoff man is on for the Caravel Buccaneers, and that's going to bring up Gavin Gravel. Gravel 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. And now he's ready to step in with a runner on, nobody out. He'll square around again. Caravel with the short game. Grabowski will field it. Thought about second, but makes the throw to first. So now into scoring position goes Drezhka with 1 out.
That was quick. 1 pitch.
Caravel laid down their 2 sacrifices were textbook here in the ball game. Good bunts by the Buccaneers. And now that's going to bring up Will Caldwell. So here is the lefty Caldwell with a runner in scoring position and 1 away. And as we mentioned, Caldwell, of course, runs or baseball in the genes.
Yeah.
And swung through that pitch, 1-1. Caldwell, just a sophomore, getting the start here at second base for Caravel. And the 1-1. Fouls it.
Fouls it.
Back off of Gilbert. And now Grabowski ahead here 1-2 as the temperature continues to dip a little bit.
It ain't getting any warmer today.
It is not. The wind picking up a little as well. It was, as you mentioned, Nick, dead for the first inning and a half, 2 innings.
Yeah, it was nice.
And out of nowhere comes the win. The 1-2 delivery from Grabowski just misses. A good eye from Caldwell, and that'll leave us up at 2-2.
A little outside there. Good frame job by Gilbert trying to get that thing as a strike 3, but
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging
there
a strikeout for Grabowski. And 2 away now here in the top of the 4th inning. Here comes the 9-hitter and the senior left fielder Quinn Hamrick, who will step in now, and Matt Rice, or excuse me, Gavin Evans in the top of the order on deck if we get there here in the 4th. First pitch is good for strike 1 here to Hamrick.
Grabowski started him off with a curveball. 2 away.
That's right back to it. Got him swinging that time. He also started the last at bat off with that curveball as well. So trying to keep these Caravel hitters off balance after allowing the leadoff runner on, and now trying to follow it up with a 1-2-3. 0-2 pitch. I think he went around. He did. That's going to get past Gilbert. Instead, he's going to go to third with it, and that's going to be the right play.
Good play by Colby. That's a good heads-up play by Colby Gilbert there. He didn't think he had the guy running the first base, and I don't think he would have either, Nick.
It would have been close.
That's a great idea and a heads-up play by the catcher.
You're right, and not only that, the risk to go with it. If that throw doesn't get to first base or it's a little errant, that run comes around and scores. So what a play for Gilbert there to end things for Caravel on the top of the 4th. The Colonials will bring the bats up here in the bottom half of the inning, still trailing 3-0 Caravel on top when we come back. Top of the order for William Penn here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They're trailing Caravel 3-0 at home. First pitch to Grabowski is a dribbler down the third base side. Going to be a tough play off a hop, and they got him.
They did.
That's a heck of a play by Bone at third to race up, pick it up, and still get it in time to first base for the out.
Grabowski has not a good swing because he started and then stopped and then started to swing again. So, makes it tough on that, and that's why he hit a little dribbler down the third base line.
3-4-5 for William Penn. Here's the cleanup man, Widener, the shortstop, comes out swinging at the first pitch.
They're all swinging.
Got a tip. 0-1.
They're on that Alec Bone hit.
See if we can get back on track tonight. Phillies and the Braves looking to.
Well, they did get back on track.
Well, Phillies looking to take a seriously. If Bohm can get back on track, we'll see tonight. If he's in the lineup, that's a good question. Got a hold of this one, did Widener out to center, though, positioned perfectly in there to make the play is Gavin Evans.
Quick 2 outs, though, 3 pitches.
Potts having himself a nice day on the hill for Caravel. And we talked about the struggles of the William Penn
They
lineup.
got 1 hit. 1 hit, just Figueroa.
That's right.
Yeah,
down the
now.
right field line. So here's Gilbert. Had the nice play, and now got underneath of this one.
Too.
High in the air. Caldwell retreating back into shallow left field, or right field, and he will haul it in.
It's a 4-pitch inning, Nick.
So Caravel getting the job done so far here as we are through 4 innings. It's been Buccaneers 3-0 as William Penn is still looking to cross plate for the first time. We'll be right back with the 5th after the break.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life. Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-48.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports. We are through 4 innings of action here in Newcastle. Moving rather quickly here on a Thursday evening. Nick Allison Jr. alongside Nick Halliday. Hollywood to our right. Grabowski fires the first pitch to Gavin Evans. It'll be top of the order for Caravel here in the top of the 5th, as it'll be Evans, Rice, and Potts.
Grabowski's really dialed in right now. They just got to be more patient at the plate. I mean, they saw 4 pitches last inning, and I'm not sure any of those 4 pitches were their pitches to hit. They're going to have to be a little more patient at the plate.
0-2 to Evans. Hits a chopper on the ground to third. Able to come up. The throw to first is not in time as Baker tried to scoop it. So coming up, getting a glove on it was Michael at third, the youngster.
A tough play. That's a tough play because you're running in.
Slow roller.
Yep, exactly. And he's also a left-hander, so he's already 2.5 steps closer.
So now here's Matt Rice now with the leadoff man on for Caravel. The bunt once again. This one just rolls foul. So you know what Caravel's going to do in these situations.
Small ball.
Yeah, and they have been fortunate with how their leadoff men have been able to get on base here, it seems like, when they've gotten to the plate. Even though they've only gotten the 3 runs in the first inning, they've done a good job getting their leadoff hitters aboard. And now the 0-1, firing over in safely is Evans.
Grabowski looking just to keep him close. You know the bunt's coming, so, you know, if you can get him off in there.
And that one also off the bat, off maybe the foot or in the box, and foul.
Not bunting anymore.
That's right. So Grabowski able now to hold no 2 count over Rice. Potts is on deck. Nobody out with Evans, a very capable base stealer at first. Haven't seen too many attempts tonight.
It's cold.
It's cold and not too many base runners.
Although I want to be running too. Not too many base runners is the objective there.
A little late on that one. Fouls it back and out of play. Evans back in. As you mentioned, Grabowski just trying to keep him close here, as he is the leadoff man, nobody out. And now the 0-2 pitch coming here to Matt Rice. I think he might have went around. No, check swing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a close one there. They're going to say he didn't go. Now they'll check with the umpire, I believe, unless this is something else. Yeah, now Grabowski a little confused as well. I don't know if he's saying that he thought he went, or if why didn't you check, or are they checking now? And if so, a little bit of a discussion here.
Was it a ball or a strike?
Maybe that's the question. And now at a discussion with the Buccaneer coaching staff and our umpires is, we would like to get some insight. Nick, what do you think you're hearing over there?
Trying to listen.
See Coach Willard having a word with our umpires. Coach Willard, one of my former gym teachers at St. Mark's when he was back in the day helping out there, and always been a fantastic coach, both on the football field and here on the baseball diamond. But the discussion here now with Caravel and the umpires, a little confusion.
Yeah, I think they're asking, well, why, if you called strike 3, why are you asking him if he checked swing? They're saying that he foul tipped it now, and it went into the glove, which makes it an out. So we didn't hear that,
no.
But apparently
Good
it hit it.
Well, there you have it. So down on strikes goes
And
Rice.
That was Gilbert saying, I caught the foul ball, though.
So there you go. And that's good for the first down. Now, first down of the inning. So Evans still on first, now one away as Rice goes down on strikes for the second time today. And now that's going to bring up the pitcher and 3-hitter, Potts. Potts with a few hits today. And took that pitch for strike 2. Quickly 0-2 here to Will Potts. Runner takes off. This is a shot on the ground to first. Baker has it and tags the bag. That one had some speed down the line.
Yeah, but it was hit right there.
Right at the bag.
Hey,
couldn't have fielded the ball without touching the bag.
There it is. That was it.
Nice job there, though, to get a glove on it. And now 2 away, but into scoring position goes Gavin Evans, and here comes Braden Thompson.
2 outs. Man on second, sorry.
Thompson with a hit and RBI. An extra base hit as this one's
popped it
lifted
up
high in the air to right field. Wilson is over there. He'll call off Roy, and he'll make the catch, and the leadoff runner is stranded for the Buccaneers. To the bottom of the 5th we go here in Newcastle. William Penn looking to get on the board. They trail 3-0 to Caravel. We'll be right back. And welcome back inside 302 Sports to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Caravel on top. All 3 runs coming in the top of the first inning. And we've been scoreless ever since. Here comes William Penn up to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Baker, Figueroa, and Wilson. 6, 7, 8 here for William Penn as Potts still on the hill. And he has done a very nice job for Caravel today, holding a shutout here, giving up just a few hits, I believe. Just the one. Baker got underneath of this one, reaches out, pokes it in the air to foul territory to third base, and Bone will haul it in. And a 3-pitch at bat there to start for William Penn results in out number 1.
Yeah, they're just swinging. They're not getting. I would look as much as I don't want to see them go through pitches because the heat. But they need to really start to see a good pitch and hit a good pitch. Right now, they're trying to force everything, as you can tell.
Again, same guys we saw last year that were battling in the top 4 spots, it seems like, because Colonials were in the mix to win a state title for sure throughout majority of the year.
Yeah.
And again, it's a long season. Just got to get back there for William Penn, and Caravel off to a very nice start for them this year. 5-1 coming in, and now with a 3-0 lead on the road.
Who'd they lose to? Dover? Caravel? Was that right? Was that?
Yeah, earlier in the year, it was a.
They just lost, if I'm correct.
It was a Smyrna High School 11-6 victory.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that. But they started off really hot. I knew it was one of those teams downstate.
That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-2. Now to Figueroa. Figueroa, the lone hit of the day. Coming
strike
right
three.
field and strike three looking. And that's kind of been the theme today for William Penn.
It has been.
Again, temperature and weather is not ideal, but you don't want to take anything away from Potts. He's been dealing out there on the hill. Almost been unhittable. And again, a lot of these pitches are fooling these William Penn hitters. A lot of strikes taken.
Watching a lot of curves.
That's true. So here's Peyton Wilson, fresh off the play in right field to end the inning. First pitch, grounds it back up the middle. On the run from short and got it there in time. A nice play by Matt Rice to end the inning. And another, I believe, less than double-digit pitch.
Less than double digits. If I'm correct, that was 2 and 2. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches.
You're right about that. 7 pitches, 11 total pitches in the last 2 innings offensively for William Penn. We'll see if they had changed the approach at the plate when we come back. We're heading to the 6th, 3-0. Caravel still on top.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports. 3-0, Caravel out in front. It'll be Garrett Bone to lead things off for the Buccaneers. Here in the top of the 6th inning, we are cruising here on a very chilly and now windy Thursday evening in Newcastle.
Yeah, that wind really picked up, didn't it?
It out of nowhere. It was a nice first 2 innings.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 for the Buccaneers here as Grabowski back out to work for William Penn. Just had the issue in the first inning where they gave up 3 runs, and there was 2 errors for the Colonials defensively in that first inning. So Grabowski's been pretty good today. Just the hitting for William Penn hasn't been able to do much offensively.
No. Runners at second and third, striking out looking on that. A lot of first pitch swinging, like we talked about, 11 pitches in 2 innings. They aren't seeing the ball. They're not seeing much. They got to start being more patient.
Yeah, Potts has been fantastic as this one is lifted in the air to right. Wilson is back and will haul it in off the bat of Bone for out number 1. So that's going to bring up Nico George, the senior, and followed by Caravel, the catcher, here in the 6th inning. But the 3 runs is all we saw. That came in the top half of the first, and we have been scoreless in every frame since. Late swing, got a piece. 0-1 to start now to Nico George.
That was a real late swing. That ball almost went into the dugout for Penn.
So Caravel, if they're able to hold on, get a win today, they'll improve to 6-1 as this one's fouled past us and out of play.
That's way out.
And it's a good thing that house right there is made of brick. And then you've got some of the other two.
Yeah.
But that's a big window that's facing the foul territory there.
Yeah.
So you have to watch out for that one.
Strike 3.
And Grabowski got him for a big strikeout. And that'll be up for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. And now that'll bring up the catcher, Gravel. First pitch to him, got underneath of it, shallow. Going to stay in the infield. And running over and hauling it in for a quick inning for William Penn is Widener. And that's what the Colonials needed defensively. They'll head to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. William Penn down to their final 6 outs. They trail 3-0 here on a chilly day in Newcastle. to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Newcastle. William Penn High School. It's Caravel, the Buccaneers, leading the Colonials 3-0. Nick Alessandrini alongside Nick Halliday and Hollywood here down the first base side. We're in the line of fire, but it has been.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's our best. Yeah, it's a great. Can't get a better view than this. As we've got a good one here on a chilly Thursday. 302 Sports Boys Baseball Game of the Week as Potts is back out. Yes, he's been fantastic for Caravel. Hasn't allowed a run. He's been shutting down William Penn today. A chopper now to third.
They just can't buy it. Nothing they do is working right now for William Penn, and that's tough when you're struggling.
Bowen off the one hopper completes the out for the first of the inning. And now William Penn with 5 outs in the ball game, 2 here in the 6th, and
Courier back at the top.
It'll be the center fielder. Here's Noah Courier. As William Penn looking for a little bit of a rally.
Got to put something together, right? Put the ball in play. That curveball's been working all day for Fotsy.
Not afraid to throw it.
No.
And it's kept the hitters off balance. They haven't been able to kind of figure it out yet.
Good eye.
Able to hold on. Thought about it. 2-1 now.
You know, in a game like this, you just need one good thing. One thing. If it's a bunt, a hit, leg something out, get on, you know. You just need something to help you get the momentum going.
Called strike up by the letters on the jersey of Courier. Now 2-2 with 1 away. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Trying to get him to chase that one. A good eye once again by Courier.
I think this is our second one of the game.
Full count, that's right. Our second payoff pitch potentially. And you said it, 11 combined pitches in the last 2 innings offensively for William Penn. Already doing a little bit of a better job here, but that's going to be a number that has to change going forward. As you mentioned, just got to be a little bit more patient at the plate. And now a 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball's in the dirt, and there it is. And you can see a little fire from Courier on his way down to first. Trying to get the boys rallied up here.
It's the best at bat they've had besides Figueroa's hit.
That's right. Now a 1-out base runner for William Penn. Again, they're trailing just 3-0. Potts will take a step off and just take a moment. That's the first mistake he's made pretty much all evening. And now he'll have to deal with the second baseman, Roy.
Roy struck out looking twice, though. Very, very uncommon for him.
First pitch, runner takes off, and Carrier bunt is down.
He's safe. You're not getting it.
That might be a tough play at first as well, and it is.
What did I say? You need something. You need something to get you going, and that bunt was perfect right there. Absolutely perfect.
Roy with an absolute dime down the third base side. Right down, hovering the line, stayed fair, and now 2 runners on back-to-back hits. Or excuse me, a walk and a hit. As William Penn with 2 guys on now, nobody out. So that's going to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th.
Help himself out here, huh?
That's right.
See if he can get a pitch to hit. He's been swinging a lot of early counts, though, too.
First pitch to him is in the zone for strike 1. So Courier at first, second, Roy at first, and Grabowski at the plate as Potts takes an 0-1 lead. The 0-1 pitch out in front. So quickly 0-2, and a nice response so far from Potts after the 2 base runners to start the inning.
You're here with 2 strikes, Grabowski. You got to choke up a little bit. You got to get up ready, and you got to put this ball in play.
Big
you
pitch.
don't want to strike out. You want to make something happen here. You don't want to give it 2 outs.
Big pitch coming from Potts, 0-2 to Grabowski. Breaking ball is lifted right in and hauled in behind the plate from Caravel. And a huge out for the Caravel Buccaneers.
Very big out.
Off the bat, I thought it had a chance to get out of play.
That wind didn't help it.
And that was a nice job. You saw Potts come racing down, and he was a little bit worried that Caravel might have not been able to locate it. And he ended up locating it.
Any help with this wind right now,
right.
You'll take it, you know.
And now down to the final out here in the 6th.
This is the best chance they're going to have. I mean, this is the meat lineup here.
And here's the cleanup hitter, Widener.
See if you can do it with 2 outs.
First pitch to him is hit hard to right
it.
field. That's
down.
going to get down
That's
into the
down.
wall. One run will
rolling.
score. Sean Roy's going to round third. He's heading home. And it's going to be a 2-out RBI double in a big spot in the bottom of the
there
sixth
you go. Takes heat up.
for Widener and the Colonials. 2 men on. It was Courier at second, Roy at first for the cleanup man Widener with 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth, with the Caravel Bucks leading 3-0. An 2 RBI double down the right field line that rolled to the wall.
You can tie this game right here.
And how about that?
Hit ties it. Gilbert just being patient again. I mean, that's the best at bat. I mean, the best pitch he's had to hit all day, and he went first pitch curveball and smoked it.
Huge spot here. Now this one's lifted in the air to
swinging.
center. And retreating back on it is Evans, and he'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. But William Penn finally gets on the board. A walk, a hit, and an RBI off the bat of Widener has cut this thing from 3-0 to 3-2. And we're on to the 7th inning in a 1-run ball game. Caravel leading William Penn by 1. I'll be right back on 302 Sports. To the 7th inning, and Newcastle Grabowski out the deal for William Penn, as the Colonials able to pick up 2 there in the bottom half of the 6th inning when they needed it the most. And now a 3-2 game as we head to the 7th. Leading off here for Caravel will be Wilt Caldwell, 8-9-1 coming up here for the Buccaneers. As now William Penn looking for that defensive inning. The 1-2 out in front off the end of the bat. So Caldwell, Hamrick, and top of the order in Evans. Due up here in the 7th for Caravel. Grabowski hoping to get his team back to the plate, just trailing by the run. Caldwell, fastball lands, got him looking for a strikeout to start the inning for Grabowski.
I mean, take away that first inning, and Grabowski's throwing just as good as Potsy is for Caravel when you got a 1-run game. And that's probably what it would be without a couple of the errors in that first inning, right?
Quick bunt here for Hamrick.
Nice.
Scooped up by Baker.
What a scoop by Baker there, huh?
And William Penn building some momentum here as we get potentially to the bottom of the 7th here shortly. And that's 2 up, 2 down quickly. And now 2 outs in the top of the 7th. It'll be the top of the order in Gavin Evans. Evans with a hit, double started off the game, came around and scored. Also reached on his last plate appearance. That one's in the zone off the glove of Gilbert, but for strike 1.
How you can't hold on to a strike. That's what he's getting yelled at right now, probably by his dad.
That's how it goes, right?
Billy's in
we
there.
know
He's
that.
one of the assistant coaches.
Held on to that one in the zone, and quickly 0-2 Grabowski ahead of Evans.
Yeah, look, he's laughing, Billy. Squeeze it, son.
And here is the 0-2 delivery up high.
Go waste.
It'll be Baker, Figueroa, and Wilson up in the bottom half of the inning for William Penn as Evans fouls this one out of play.
Got a trailer over there in the corner.
As we're through almost 6.5 innings in only an hour, that shows you how good the pitching has been, as Nick said earlier, from these two guys, and Grabowski and Potts. That one also misses up high to even us up at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Trying to get him to chase the breaking ball. Instead lays off it, and now 3-2. That's right, number 3. Wind picking up, getting a little bit chillier, and here comes the 3-2 pitch. Hit hard on a rope to center, and Courier is right there, positioned perfectly. And a 1-2-3 inning for William Penn after they played 2. So a little momentum with the Colonials.
This is it.
As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, we'll be right back with the conclusion of this one. 3-2 Caravel leading William Penn. Colonials to the plate when we come back. And welcome back inside 302 Sports. Nick Allison, Nick Halliday, and Hollywood to our right. Nick squared for a 4 p.m. first pitch here this Thursday between William Penn and Caravel. And here we are an hour later, bottom of the 7th, in a 3-2 game as William Penn down by 1 with 3 outs to work with. It'll be Mikey Baker to start. Fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 to Baker as Potts is back out on the hill. Nick looking for the complete game.
Yeah, we're not sure the pitch count. Can't tell while we're down.
It ain't too high, though.
But game changer ain't working too well either.
So Baker, Figueroa, Colon, and Wilson. 6, 7, 8 for the Colonials here, down by a run with 3 outs to work with in the bottom of the 7th. And you can see some life out of that Colonial dugout here.
Yeah, it finally got something going last inning, and trying to feed off it, you know.
Absolutely, the 1-1. A little out in front, fouls it off. And Baker now trailing 1-2 to Potts. Potts has just given up the 2 hits. It was the bunt, that was hit down the third base line.
Yeah, it's a hit by Roy.
And then the double that scored 2 from Weidman. Baker on the ground to Bone at third. Going to have to get it out quickly. The throw is not going to get there. And Baker on his way to second.
Tying run at second.
And now the tying run in scoring position as the momentum is quickly changed here towards the back half of this one.
Go up, too. Go up.
And that one was off the bat. We knew it would be a tough play for Bone at third. And he had to get it out on the transfer quickly. He was able to throw it, just unable to scoop it was Goldstein here at first base. Would have been a tough play for the first baseman.
Well, like I've been saying, if you put the ball in play, things happen. You got to put the ball in play, though.
Yeah, it's one thing, again, William Penn struggled with the first 5 innings of the game. And now here comes Figueroa Colon, who had the only hit for William Penn through the first 6 innings. Or through the first 5 innings, excuse me. And now here he is with Baker, the tying run in scoring position. So we'll see what Coach Hitchens and the Colonials decide to do with Figueroa Colon, who also has some speed to him.
You have to be thinking about bunting him over here.
I was going to say, I think that might be the discussion.
And the idea is for Hitch, Coach telling him, bunt it to the first base side. If you bunt it to the first base side, your pitcher or the first baseman have to spin and try to throw it to third. Really hard to do that, especially a right-handed pitcher. Now he's got to spin and turn all the way around. But you got to get the bunt down. And if you aren't a guy who bunts a lot, you know.
Yeah, might have
He's
got
hit.
a piece of him.
That's a dead ball. He's hit.
I hit him on the foot,
Yeah,
I
He
believe.
gets first base.
So the breaking ball from Potts got Figueroa on the left foot of the left-hander. And now 2 runners aboard. Oh,
I swore he pulled that bunt back. And they're saying it's a strike.
I did as well. Of course, everybody at home has
he
the
went
full
like
capability
this, and
to
then
rewind.
he came back as it hit him in
I
his
thought
foot.
it. I mean, it would have been. He is a lefty, so we couldn't see the front end, but it looked like that was for sure what had happened. But again, maybe we didn't see the bat. Maybe it got a. I don't think it got a piece of the bat. But a discussion here.
He's trying to say, does he get it? But it's a dead ball.
So no balls, no strikes.
It's a strike.
As I was gonna say, should be a strike then. So 0-1 to Figueroa. So a big spot here after the little delay.
Oh, you can.
Trying to get that bunt down.
You see what I'm saying? If you're not used to bunting, that's a ball. You can't bunt at that.
And we're seeing
you have to let that. You have to pull the bat back and let that go.
Problem we're seeing with some of the big leaguers even now in the major league. Nobody really used to bunting and playing that small ball anymore. And that's something you got to be able to do in the bigs.
Well, there you go. They're not taught it anymore.
Exactly.
It's all about the home run.
That's right. Now, we've seen some good bunts out of both of these teams so far today, though. And now this one's going to be on the ground to right field into the glove.
And Mikey Baker's got to get back. And to tell you the truth, Baker should have been on second. He should be standing on second. Yeah, he should have been going back, even if it was a hit, because you don't know.
And that one was hard off the bat. It looked like it might have had a chance to get down, but hung up there once again for the easy
good news
play.
is that everybody else was with Baker. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to get people to bunt when you haven't done it very much.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, and we saw that with the Phillies a few years ago.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy, that's for sure.
It's not practice, though, either. That's another thing.
So here's Nico George now with 1 out and the tying run at second. First pitch misses up high.
No, this is Wilson.
Looked at the wrong number 6.
I was like, wait a minute. I know this is Wilson.
Wrong roster. That would have been the Caravel Buccaneers. So I apologize.
And they have
here's
8-9.
Wilson. Michael awaiting on deck for William Penn. So Baker in scoring position. A 1-0 count here to Wilson.
Oh, they threw it away.
Baker going to think about going
up
to third, and that might have been, again, you always have to make them make the play, but would have been.
That's dangerous.
Would have been dangerous.
That's dangerous.
So Baker, I think, did a good job of getting back to second, because the instincts originally naturally might have had him to take off to third after the ball got by.
That's some.
But Evans was right there.
That's dangerous call play there. Play calling there.
Even Evans there for the backup, or might have been trouble. The 1-0. There's that breaking ball. Curveball lands.
Called that a strike.
1-1. Here to Wilson. Michael on deck. Baker at second in a 3-2 ball game. William Penn down to their final 2 outs. And the run that's tying it up for him sitting right there. This is hit hard to Caldwell at second.
It's in there. He's going to be
Caldwell
safe.
trying to get it out in time, and he can. It's off the
And
glove of
Baker's gonna
Goldstein, and
score.
Baker's going to come around and score.
And Wilson on the second. What a move.
And he
He's
got
out.
him at second.
But, hey, tie. That's what happens. Put the ball in play. Great job by Wilson. And Baker ties it up. What about the heads-up running by Baker? As soon as he sees that ball, I know he's young, right? But when you have a play like that, Caldwell, you should eat that.
Eat it.
Eat it. Hold that thing, because
absolutely
you still got a forced play. He doesn't score, and you still got time to do. But he rushed it and tried to make up for his error, throws it away, and now we got a tie ball game.
That is right. Well said by Nick Holliday. Now this one's lifted with the bases clear, coming to the fan section in front of the concession stand, and drops foul. So you mentioned they did get the out at second. which was Wilson. And now it'll be Michael here with nobody on, no outs. But as you mentioned, the bigger deed is done. The game is now tied at 3, so doing his job was Wilson there. And you said it, put the ball in play, and good things will happen out in front of the breaking ball.
William Penn sets themselves up. This is their 9-hole hitter here. If they can hold Caravel, they come back in with the top of their lineup.
That breaking ball misses. 1-2 now to Michael. And again, Potts had himself an absolute gem.
He did.
To this point in the 7th inning, or the 6th inning. Once again, throws the breaking ball. 2-2. It's all evened up to Michael with 2 outs, nobody on. And again, Potts almost flawless until the bottom of the 6th, where William Penn played at 2, and now they tie things with 1 in the 7th. Got him swinging, though, that time to end the inning. And another strikeout for Potts.
Well, hey, we got bonus.
And a few hits for William Penn, and how about a run? Mikey Baker with the heads-up play to come around third on the throw from second. And we are all tied at 3. We'll be right back with free baseball on 302 Sports.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Free baseball here in Newcastle at William Penn High School. We are tied at 3 as we head to the 8th inning between the Buccaneers from Caravel and the Colonials from William Penn. Nick Allison, Drudy, Nick Halliday, and Hollywood with you here on 302 Sports. A chilly Thursday evening, and that's what you get. You get extras when you complain about how fast the game is going. So
yeah.
Here we are.
Thanks, Nick. It was me.
It was both of us there as we head now to extras.
Both starters still in the 7th because
right.
of how fast this game was moving. So I guess if there's a bonus for that, there it is.
It'll be 2, 3, 4 in the heart of the order coming up here for the Caravel Buccaneers to start extra innings. They were up 3-0 heading into the 6th. They give up 2 in the bottom of the 6th, 1 in the bottom of the 7th. And here we are all tied at 3. So momentum started to shift in that 6th inning. We talked about it, and then William Penn able to ride it out and tie this thing up at 3 as the pitch from Grabowski just misses, maybe a tad low, and now a 3-1 hitter's count to the leadoff man of the inning, Matt Rice.
Yeah, both teams in the meat of the lineup here, so see if somebody can do it and get something going here.
The 3-1 to Rice is swung and hit high in the air to left
that.
field. That one's got a lot of air on it. Back at the wall and able to make the catch out in left field for William Penn is Figueroa Colon.
Yeah, to get one out of here, you really got to hit one. Well, bad part about that for Rice is the wind's blowing in.
It is. And that might have helped. That was right at the fence. So that had a chance, but instead it's 1 up, 1 down.
Long out.
So now that's going to bring up Potts here. Potts, a few hits, has done a great job on the mound. And now trying to help himself here out with 1 out. Hits the first pitch, a chopper to shortstop. Widener has it. The throw to first is in time.
1 pitch, 1 out. You'll take that if you're the Penn, the Colonials and Grabowski. It's going to be probably who can chase who's starting pitcher first.
And Grabowski, as you mentioned, Nick, after the few errors and giving up 3 in the top of the 1st inning, he's been stellar since that point. And now here he is with 2 outs, nobody on, a chance to get his team up
I'm going to run
with a chance to win it.
Pitch counts after this because
it's a good point.
right now we can't get it because Game Changer's down.
But here's the cleanup man, Thompson, and maybe you can make the argument the most potent hitter in the lineup for the Buccaneers. He'll step in with 2 outs, takes the first pitch outside the zone for 1-0. Now one skips in, 2-0 to Thompson, as Grabowski being careful about where he puts some of these. So the 2-0 coming to Thompson. Takes a strike called. Two and one to the cleanup hitter for Caravel.
Good pitch.
Out in front, fooled him.
My guess is you're going to see the same pitch again. You go for strength on strength here, right? Go for what your strength is.
2-2 now. And Grabowski stepped off, showing a little emotion. He's ready for the 2-2 pitch. Hit hard on the ground, back up the middle. Widener trying to get there. Backhand for Roy, but couldn't handle it. And it's a 2-out base hit for Thompson.
Challenged him with the fastball and lost. That time he gets the better of him.
And I think he knew that was his final batter, and that could have explained maybe the step off before the 2-2 pitch.
We're going to get Widener. That short's going to come in.
Pitching change here in Newcastle. We'll take a break with him. Widener coming from short to the mound. And Grabowski going to change up the gloves here.
I'm guessing Grabowski knew his count.
Yep, I'm with you.
I saw them warming up Widener behind, so. But my guess is both pitchers are going to be chased probably in the end of the inning or not.
Justin Widener from short to the hill. We'll take a break. It'll be Widener taking on Bone with 2 outs and a runner on first here in extras. We'll be right back on 302 Sports.
I chose GVC because it has a great international program. It is very cheap for America. I love the facilities, I love the campus, and I love the people here.
Hola, mi nombre es Angélica Febre, soy de Puerto Rico y escogí GVC por la comunidad y para jugar voleibol.
I chose GVC because it was an affordable option to pursue a business career and play baseball.
Welcome back inside 302 Sports. Widener completing the warm-up. He will take over from Grabowski as Grabowski goes 6 2/3 innings, or excuse me, 7 2/3 innings, I believe. I forget what inning we're even at right now.
We're in the 8th.
We're in the 8th, so he's 7 2/3 for Grabowski.
Yep.
And he gives up the 3 runs.
He had his pitch limit. He was at 104.
And again, 2 errors helped to those 3 runs in the first. So a nice outing for Grabowski. Now he's hoping to watch Widener and company.
He's got to play shortstop now, so.
That's the first pitch from Widener, misses low in the dirt. So here's Bone. Bone has a nice hit today, batting in the 5 spot. And he'll step in with 2 outs and the go-ahead runner at first base. The 1-0. On the ground to second base. Roy able to stay in front of it, fields it cleanly, and he'll make the throw for the final out in the top of the 8th inning. So William Penn with a chance to come up in the 8th to win it. We are all tied at 3 here in Newcastle. We'll be right back with the Colonials.
They're sitting at the top of their lineup, Nick. Started on the 6th inning. Let's see what they can do.
We'll be right back with potentially the conclusion here on 302. And welcome back inside 302 Sports. Tied at 3, bottom of the 8th inning, and top of the order for William Penn. It's Noah Courier to start. Potts is back out for Caravel. And again, Potts was unhittable to the 6th inning.
He's got 20 pitches left, so he can throw a little longer. You know, that all depends on the coaching staff, but
that's right.
We'll see what happens.
So 1-0 to start to Courier. Hits this one hard. Bone can't handle it. Rice, though, at shortstop, and he's going to make the smart play and eat it.
Very smart play by Rice. And that's like I said, you learn instead of trying to – that's a game-winning run, right?
Absolutely.
So if he throws that ball away, he's in scoring position
right.
already. Smart play by Rice.
Those quarterbacks tend to be a little smart,
a little heady,
say, right?
Yeah, a little heady, yeah. State championship quarterback.
That's right.
2 years in a row, right, for him?
That's right, back-to-back, I believe.
Yeah.
And Truman awarded there before Matt Rice.
They're going to move up this year, though. Have fun up in 3A.
That'll be a tough one, as that one is bunted foul to start the at-bat. As you can see, trying to get him into scoring position was Roy.
Yeah, if it's not a strike, you got to pull the bat back.
So 0-1 here to Roy with the leadoff man aboard in Courier. They're trying to keep him close to home.
Got to be careful here if you're Potsy here, too.
That's right.
Just trying to throw over and make sure you don't throw it away.
Close play there, but Courier back in safely. That was a close one.
That was a close one.
That was good timing by Potts on the mound.
That was a good play. That was a good pickoff move. Had
That's
me
right.
fooled.
The opposite of a delayed pickoff, right? It was like a quick turn pickoff. Yeah. Almost worked.
It did. I was going to say the same thing.
0-1 pitch to Roy is that breaking ball.
That curveball has been giving Roy fits all day. Let's see if he can do something here. Got to put it in play. I mean, one of the things that teaching 2 strikes, choke and poke, that's what we used to say.
Courier back in safely.
Back in.
Not as close as the quick pick earlier, but making sure he goes nowhere is Potts here. And now he's ahead 0-2 on Roy, so a good situation for the pitcher for the Buccaneers. Looking to find the first out, and you said it, Roy, trying to put this one in the field of play. Courier takes off, the pitch is up high, the throw is not in time. So how about Courier timing up Potts there, has to dive back 3 or 4 times, and then as soon as Potts delivers the pitch, he's gone.
Let me tell you something. That is a really good steal.
That is a good steal.
He went on first move. Even though that pitch was high, he's running into the wind. So now if you're Roy, you really have to put this ball in play. And the idea is to hit it back behind the runner to advance him to third with 1 out. Or none if he can get him over there.
Big 1-2 pitch coming up to Roy. Game-winning run in scoring position. And he'll step out of the box. One-two pitch coming to Sean Roy. There's that curveball, and once again down looking. It was another Colonial, and that's good for the first out of the inning, and a big strikeout for Potts.
Yeah, unfortunately, Roy he struck out 3 times watching that curveball today. Not his day, but clearly Potsy has his way with him, the advantage over him with that curveball. Now Grabowski here, got to be patient. Grabowski knows he's going to get curveball too. Hit it back, hit it where it's pitched.
That one lands to start.
He knew he was coming with it.
That's right, and Grabowski a chance to.
Nothing wrong with driving that curveball to right field.
And we've seen it done once today, and it was actually
Widener.
Yeah, Widener, and then
batter.
Figueroa, the lefty, actually got it down the right field line as well. Here's the 0-1 to Grabowski, big hack.
You're going to see another one.
Got a tip, and now he's quickly down 0-2, and Potts in a good position once again. So the leadoff man able to get on and steal second. So the leadoff man was in scoring position with nobody outs. And then a big strikeout from Potts. And now Potts ahead 0-2 on Grabowski with 1 away.
And one of the things we used to do when we had a curveball pitcher was move up in the box. Catch it before it starts coming down.
That one stayed high. And the throwaway pitch now 1-2 to Grabowski.
Oh, he's coming back with the curveball. That was. Just
I would say you have to make the argument. I think 3 out of every 5 pitches have been curveballs.
That was an eyeball changer. Well, they said the scouting report.
Yep, that's right.
Someone told us he's 75-80% curveball.
And that's been correct.
There
Got underneath of this one, though.
Infield fly. It's not going to move anybody. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, that was Potsy. Is that the cat? No.
That was Bone, I believe, from third base.
That gives you life.
It's an infield fly.
No, there's no one on first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stole second.
Well, now you got the Widener up who had the double to right, the single to right, double on the air, but he had the best at bat.
That's right.
Best hit, solid hit that they've had off of Potts today.
Well, he able to tie things up in the 7th. Can he win it in the 8th? Here's Widener with Courier, the game-winning run in scoring position with 1 out. So it would have been 2 outs as that one was lifted up and dropped safely to the ground. Bone couldn't handle it. And just a miscue defensively for Caravel. First pitch to Widener is up high. Courier's going to try to steal third.
He's safe.
And
wow.
he's safe.
Now that opens up the whole playbook.
That was a risky play
What a
by Courier to take off, and I'm assuming that wasn't on his own. But wow, that could have been a risky, high-risk, high-reward.
They're probably going to walk him. Yeah, you're going to put him on. Yeah, you got to do it because now you got to have a forced play anywhere.
And you can see to the displeasure of Widener, he wanted to hit.
And I don't blame him because I would have wanted to hit myself if I were him.
So again, a little bit of give and take here, right?
Gilbert,
you do get. So now you don't have to deal with Widener if you're Poss, but now the base is loaded with 1 out. But again, the bases being loaded helps you out a little bit as well.
Well, now the infield has to play up also because you got to get the out at home. Now you can turn, you can
go
take
for
2.
2.
You can take the 2 on the. You can have the corners up, middle back, but right now they're playing back. So a hard ground ball can win this game pretty easily. But
just
if you're Gilbert, a fly ball. That's what you're looking for right now. A fly ball.
So here we go. Infield in, bases loaded. And the first pitch misses low to Gilbert. Baker on deck if we happen to get there, but a big spot for Gilbert. The game-winning run 90 feet away. The 1-0 pitch is in there. I believe back-to-back fastballs from Potts here in this situation.
Yep. Well, and you don't want to throw a pass ball.
No.
So you got to make sure that your control is on also.
The 1-1 pitch, foul back. So 1-2 now to Gilbert with the winning run at third.
Play, whatever you're doing here.
That's it.
You got to make contact.
It's the name of the game.
You can't watch anything. You got to be swinging. But you really got to make sure you put this ball in play somehow.
And we remember Potts had 20 pitches to work with.
Yeah, I'm sure he's there.
And a 1-2. This would be a huge play. The pitch. It's hit hard on the ground. That's going to get through. And the Colonials walk it off at home, trailing 3-0, heading into the 6th inning. They come back from being down 3-0. They use the 6th, 7th, and 8th to put runs on the board, and they walk it off 4-3. A big walk-off for Gilbert as he scores the winning run. And what a close to this game, Nick. With the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, we were flying. Nobody could touch these pitchers. It was a 3-run first inning for Caravel. Empty frames the rest of the way, and then William Penn able to find it at the plate in the 6th, 7th, and now 8th inning.
You leave them hanging around, right? You left them hanging around. That's what happens. And we've said it. This team just needed, I told you, some kind of spark, right? So you get a walk and a bunt, and that sparked it.
It did, and they were able to put some hits together, put some runs on the board. Wyman with a big 2 RBI hit in the 7th, and then an RBI for Gilbert in the 8th to win things for the Colonials here at home. We're going to take a quick audio break. When we come back, it's going to be your player of the game interview. The Colonials with a comeback 4-3 victory over the visiting Caravel Buccaneers here in Newcastle. We'll be right back. And welcome you back inside 302 Sports Live, wrapping up a nail-biter here in Newcastle at William Penn High School as the Colonials take down the Buccaneers, a comeback victory, 4-3. That was the result of a game-winning hit from Colby Gilbert. And Colby, we're here with you now, joined by our DE 302 player of the game. Colby, what a comeback it was here. A chilly Thursday evening for you and your guys here against here. You guys go down 3-0 all the way until the 6th inning, and then you could start to sense the momentum starting to shift there with a few plays defensively. Then you guys carried that over to the plate. What was working late in this ball game?
Just coming together as a team, man, playing together. Defense, of course, John put on a show on the mound. Keeping the zeros on the board since the first inning, it's huge. Just starting rallies as a team is just all we can do, so that's all we got.
And again, you guys, Potts was dealing out there for Caravel. A lot of breaking balls, a lot of curveball action for him out there on the hill. Talk a little about your guys' approach here as you waited, got till about the 6th, 7th inning. Were you guys talking in the dugout there, what you were seeing, and how did you really get the bats going late, and especially with you there on the game winner?
Just trying to recognize his pattern, how he's been throwing people, what pitches he's been throwing. He's throwing a lot of changeups, curveball, sliders, all that. So we're trying to look early in the count, look for those, trying to get some barrels on.
So you talked about that. You guys were looking for a lot of early pitches. It looked like there, but give us what happened when you knew that walk. I saw you knew that they were going to put Justin on to bring you up, and what was your mentality there?
I thought it was the wrong decision. When you come up to the plate, a little nervous, but try and pull through, try and look for that curveball early. Didn't get it, but got it in that 1-2 count. Try and put it the other way. It worked.
We talking to you guys, I know you guys well enough. You've been struggling a little bit at the plate. You think something like this helps change the momentum for you guys to get you guys going here?
Yeah, of course. Started off rough. We went 1-2, lost to St. George and Sussex Tech, but trying to pull it back, try and get back to where we're from last year, try and get better as a team in general.
You paying attention to these guys behind you?
Trying not to.
Well, that's
all right, well, thank you, Colby.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Colby Gilbert, player of the game. Game winner here. And again, Colonials really put it together 6th, 7th, 8th inning back when they needed to. Got the job done, and they're going to walk this thing off at home here in Newcastle. 4-3 win for William Penn over the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. For Nick Halliday, Hollywood, and the rest of the William Penn Colonials here down the first base side, and your player of the game in Colby Gilbert. We will see you next time. A big win for William Penn here at home over the Caravel Buccaneers on 302 Sports.